All right, that double door right there faces the highway. That would be what would be driven into with a truck or forklifts or anything like that. It's plenty big enough to get in with a forklift or man lift. There are some structures in here that aren't gonna affect us too much putting stuff in here, especially for the price. All of this is junk. This will be pulled out of the shop and moved. It's an old auger that used to hook up to the top. Ceiling's fine. It definitely would keep things dry. That's the back side. There's some more equipment right there. I'll walk back over there in a second. But as far as, and that door opens to an outside loading dock. If you watched the last video, that's where I was inside the awning, and that door faces inside the awning, which is another, probably half of our shop area that isn't closed off, but could definitely be used as a mechanic's bay or something. There is a pit right here. I'm assuming for safety purposes, we would need to at least build a wooden platform over that so nobody ends up dying in it. But as far as the shop goes, there's the skylights in here. The dust in here that's on the ground doesn't make it look like it gets rained inside of. There is that opening right there in the wall, but that's not going to be too hard to fix. Just stick something over it and cover it. But besides that, it's literally this side of the shop that I'm on where the pit was has, some, I don't know what that was used for. It looks like they tried to fill it up, most of it up at one point with dirt. But the other side, where would it actually work on things or store stuff in here, I mean, for the money, as long as this electricity works in here, some of it looks pretty sketchy and old, but as far as shop working space, there's plenty of room in here. I mean, there's no reason we couldn't get 1, 2, 3, 4 forklifts parked in that row right there. And then back here, you could probably put all of our light plants back here. And this doesn't include the awning that's outside out here. I'll walk through that door so we can, just for continuity. But this is the open area. Back there is the little office building. This is just an open door. And that's right here. That's where that other rolling door goes out into this area right here. So it would be pretty easy to get equipment in and out of there on this side as well. And then on the other side of that piece of equipment, then which will be staying, there's no way to move that, is the long awning side that's open-ended, which literally we could just put a pipe gate across, just a 1-bar pipe gate across that entrance would lock this up enough to be able to store forklifts. I mean, this right here would hold every piece of equipment that we've got. And the roof's got a couple of crappy spots in a couple of places, but that's just tin. That would be pretty cheap to do. But for what we're wanting to do, this is pretty, it would be cheap to get into and a lot cheaper than everything else in this area. We'll have to figure out about the water and electricity, sewage, all that stuff still. I don't see any restroom stuff in here right now. I'm assuming there's not one. That door just goes out to the loading dock that's on the outside. There's not a door on it, it's just boarded up, which really wouldn't matter to us. We wouldn't need it anyway. But that stuff won't be moving. The big permanent stuff that's basically bolted to the floor won't be moving. But the rest of it, I mean, that's plenty enough room to work on a forklift in here. But now I'm gonna go cut the logs off of the office building, see what that looks like.